CNN's Cape File has uncovered details about Johnson's history with a group that promoted gay conversion therapy, a long debunked theory that gay people could be made straight. Here's some of what he said in the past.
It's time for an honest conversation about homosexuality. There's freedom to change if you want to.
And that was Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson a few years ago ranting against homosexuality. CNN obtained and broadcast the audio tapes. Before getting elected to Congress, Johnson worked as an attorney for an ultra-conservative organization called the Alliance Defense Fund. The group partnered with a gay conversion group and held an event described as the Day of Truth. At this event, the conservatives told people, including teenagers, that sexuality was a choice, not something you were born with, and that you could choose not to be gay. Johnson promoted all of this crap in a radio interview.
Our race, the size of our feet, the color of our eyes, these are things we're born with and we cannot change. But what these adult advocacy groups like the Gay, Lesbian, Straight Education Network are promoting is a type of behavior. Homosexual behavior is something you do. It's not something that you are.
By the way, one of the organizations involved in that anti-gay event shut down a few years later, and their founder issued a long apology expressing remorse for the hurt and pain his gay conversion therapy group had caused. However, Mike Johnson has never apologized or acknowledged that his views about homosexuality and gay conversion are wrong. Through the years, he has called homosexuality unnatural and a dangerous lifestyle. Here's the reporting from CNN's Andrew Kaczynski.
He was very against same-sex marriage, and he actually said it was going to bring down democracy, and then he said people would be marrying their pets, like goldfish, cats, things like that. And he even shared this sort of odd pseudoscientific or historical theory that the Roman Empire fell because of homosexuality. And we have a clip of that as well.
Many historians, those who are objective, would look back and recognize and give some credit to the fall of Rome, to not only the deprivation of the society and the loss of morals, but also to the rampant, homosexual behavior that was condoned by the society.
So we did reach out to Johnson's office. We asked about those clips. We asked, does he still believe this stuff? Does he believe in conversion therapy? We didn't get a response from them.
Does Johnson still believe in conversion therapy? No response. And that means yes, Mike Johnson still believes in all of that nonsense. In other words, the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, who was second in line for the presidency, only behind the vice president, is a homophobe who doesn't trust or believe in science. Oh, and the science is clear. Your sexuality is not a choice. To be fair, Mike Johnson was asked by Fox's Sean Hannity about his work on gay conversion therapy, and Johnson claimed he didn't remember some of these things and that he was just a lawyer defending a client and that his personal worldview is different from his political one.
I want to know exactly where you stand. Some of these comments were 15 years ago.
I don't even remember some of them. I was a litigator that was called upon to defend the state marriage amendments. If you remember back in the early 2000s, I think it was over 35 states, somewhere in that number, that the people went to the ballot in their respective states and they amended their state constitutions to say marriage is one man, one woman. Well, I was a religious liberty defense lawyer and I was called to go in and defend those cases in the courts. I respect the rule of law. When the Supreme Court issued the Obergefell opinion, that became the law of the land, okay? I respect the rule of law, but I also genuinely love all people, regardless of their lifestyle choices. This is not about the people themselves. I am a Bible-believing Christian. Someone asked me today in the media, they said, it's curious, people are curious, what does Mike Johnson think about any issue under the sun? I said, well, go pick up a Bible off your shelf and read it. That's my worldview. That's what I believe. And so
that's your personal worldview.
My personal worldview.
I'm not sure what Johnson means by his personal view being different from his politics. Perhaps he is saying that he won't try and legislate against LGBTQ+, even if he opposes homosexuality and LGBTQ+ rights. Well, the fact is there are issues involving the LGBTQ+ community that come up in legislation every year. So I don't trust Mike Johnson in any of this. Also, I have a suspicion that Mike Johnson, like other conservatives who feel threatened by homosexuality, is actually repressing his own urges and projecting through his work and hatred of others. I know many Christian conservatives who were taught from an early age that something was wrong and spent an entire lifetime dealing with their self-loathing because of their urges, impulses, and feelings. Well, I look forward to the day when Mike Johnson and others like him can overcome the absurd Christian conservative indoctrination and be honest about themselves and about others. There's nothing wrong with being LGBTQ+. There's nothing wrong with being straight. But there is a lot not wrong in believing that sexuality is something that can be converted or changed. That view is despicable, which describes Mike Johnson, the new Speaker of the U.S. House. By the way, Colorado Republican Lauren Boebert is now getting trolled amidst her sexual groping apology tour. Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.